It should surprise absolutely no one that traveling with more people, in my case 5, is more expensive than traveling by yourself or with your partner. You need more airplane tickets to fly somewhere. When you're at the airport, you might not be able to get everyone into that lounge you enjoy. When you arrive, you're going to need a larger rental car or a bigger Uber. And food expenses just multiply. Hotel rooms need to accommodate more people. And all this means you're going to need more points. Hi everyone, my name is Ryan, and thanks for joining me as part of the Travel Points family, where we focus on how to use credit cards to subsidize family vacations. Taking our loved ones on vacations is expensive, so let's bring those costs down and take our families farther for less. You might be thinking that you are already earning points as fast as you possibly can. You might be rotating through cards to maximize those earnings, and I hope you are. But the biggest return on your spend doesn't come from daily purchases. It comes from sign-up bonuses. So how can you get more sign-up bonuses? Well, let's talk about two-player mode. We're going to talk about what two-player mode is, why you should use it, how you activate it, and how to maximize it. Now, most people play the points game in single-player mode. There is one person who applies for the card, one person who spends on the card, one person who reaps the earnings from that card. But like most games, the points game is best enjoyed with a teammate, a player too. So, what exactly is two-player mode? Two-player mode is when you team up with a partner for greater point earnings from credit card companies. In general, player 2 is your significant other or spouse, but it doesn't have to be. I've heard of team-ups between friends, between siblings, and even between parent and child. But whoever it is, player 2 does need to be someone you trust completely. Later in this video, I'll have a tip for helping your children establish a good credit history at a much younger age than you think, and then they can start contributing too. So why do some people turn two-player mode on? Well, the two biggest reasons are increased earning from everyday spending and those extra sign-up bonuses. At an elementary level, two-player mode starts with adding your player 2 as an authorized user on your cards. This can be for one card, maybe your catch-all. It can be for a couple of cards, and you skip the ones that charge a fee for authorized users. But it could just be for every damn card. Now, regardless of how many cards you add your player 2 as an authorized user to, remember that you are responsible for all the purchases any authorized user makes on your card. You have to pay that statement. That's why you need to trust your player 2 completely. For the most part, I think people understand the benefits of adding authorized users, and probably most married couples do this already. Having an authorized user makes it easier to hit the minimum spend on sign-up bonuses, increases the benefits of everyday spending, and can even spread some additional perks around. I know that not every couple completely merges their finances. My wife and I do, but there were several loved ones in her family that warned her against it, divorcees. But there is another huge reason to use two-player mode than merely for the authorized user benefits, and that is sign-up bonuses. You get the most return on spend from a sign-up bonus, not from your everyday spending. The typical sign-up bonus from Chase's Freedom Unlimited is $200, comes in the form of 20,000 points, for $500 of spend. 200 divided by 500 shows that we're getting 40% return on spending for the sign-up bonus. But after the sign-up bonus is complete, we only get 750 points for that same $500 worth of spend. And that gives us the 1.5% that the Unlimited is known for, not the 40%. And that's a huge difference. By having your player 2 apply for cards in their own name, the team now has access to twice as many sign-up bonus opportunities. And then there are referral bonuses. You can refer people to apply for cards that you hold. Credit card companies love it, and they love it so much that they reward you for doing it. Most credit card companies will give you a points bonus when someone is approved for a new credit card off of your referral. Right now, you can earn a 20,000 point bonus from the Chase Southwest Rapid Rewards Priority Card for a successful referral. You can also earn a 20,000 point bonus for a successful referral to the American Express Bonvoy Brilliant card. These referrals are not limited to your player 2. Anyone could use a referral link. Anytime you are applying for a new card, you should check with your family and friends to see if they can give you a referral. It's a win for everyone. You get your sign-up bonus, Your friend gets the referral bonus, and the credit card company gets a new customer. But make sure that the referral offer is the best deal before you use it. Sometimes there are better deals out there. When I applied for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I earned a 100,000 point sign-up bonus. But then I referred Nicole for the card, and when she was approved, I received a 15,000 point bonus. Then we set out to meet her sign-up bonus, and in roughly 4 months, we had earned 215,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Another benefit of two-player mode is timing. By alternating who is signing up for cards, you still get to work on sign-up bonuses most of the time, but you're spreading out the time between when each of you apply for cards. Now this reduces the amount of inquiries that appear on your credit report, helping with your overall credit score and making it more likely for you to be approved by a lender. And this will also help keep you from worrying about Chase's 524 rule or Capital One's once every 6 months rule. In the last 2 years, Nicole and I have combined to open 9 new credit cards, but we're each currently only at 324. We've never had to worry that much about Chase's 524 rule, and that means we can keep applying for more Chase cards, personal or business, and keep hitting more sign-up bonuses. The World of Hyatt card will be seeing you soon. Now that you know what two-player mode is and why you might want to start using it, let's talk about how to get it started. It starts with adding authorized users, and you can do this either through the credit card issuer's app or over the phone. Either way, you simply tell them you want to add an authorized user. They will ask you for some basic information about that person, usually including their social security number. This will not result in any type of credit inquiry, but a new account will appear on their credit report. Normally, this is helpful, especially if you're adding them to an older account with an established history. The credit history associated with this account is now a factor in their credit history. Earlier I mentioned a tip for your kids. Well, you can add your children as authorized users to your cards to help them establish a credit history. This doesn't mean you actually have to give them the card. You might not be comfortable with your 15-year-old running around with your Amex Gold. But go ahead and add them to one of your established cards, and that will give them a boost when it's time for them to start applying for their own credit cards. In which case, you might be able to turn on multiplayer mode. Now, if you go a step farther, from elementary to secondary, and player 2 starts applying for cards, you are earning points, and now they are earning points. This might not increase your earnings from everyday spend, but you now have access to twice the number of sign-up bonuses. The real power comes into play because you and your player 2 can combine points from the same issuer. Some of the most common credit card issuers, Chase, Citi, Capital One, allow you to combine your points with other members. To be clear, you can't combine your UR points from Chase with player 2's Citi Thank You points. You can only combine within the same ecosystems. Now with Chase, you can only combine points with members of the same household. The transfer of your points between Chase accounts can be done online, but you need to call the first time to link the accounts. Dial the number on the back of your card and ask to speak with a representative. This can't be handled with the automatic touch-tone system. Your player 2 should probably make the same phone call so that you can send points both ways. After you have connected your account, there is no limit to how many points you can transfer. Once the points leave your account though, you cannot get them back, but your player 2 could send them back to you if they go through the same setup process. This is another factor for the trust of your player 2. Citi Thank You points and Capital One miles can be transferred to any other member. There's no requirement for you to transfer to a family member, a household member, or an authorized user. You can send those points to whomever you like. Like those UR points though, once they're gone, they're gone. It'll be up to your player 2 to send them back if needed. Citi does limit how many points you can send and receive in a year to 100,000. So that means you can send 100,000 points out and you can receive 100,000. Those points don't need to go to the same person and they don't need to come from the same person. This also refers to a calendar year, not a card anniversary year. Transfer Thank You points do have an expiration date of 90 days. So just like any time you're transferring points, don't transfer points until you are ready to use them. When you are ready to transfer your points, you can do so through the Citi app. Capital One miles are the easiest points to transfer and have the fewest limitations. Like City, you can transfer Capital One miles to any other Capital One member. There's no specific relationship required. There are also no limitations to how many points you can transfer or receive. Once the points are transferred, they do not expire. So I guess by fewest limitations, I mean really no limitations. The only hang-up is that you can't transfer miles through the Capital One app. You do have to call to make a transfer. Now, some things to be aware of when you switch to two-player mode are the annual fees. If you go with cards that don't have annual fees, like the Capital One Saver one or the City Custom Cash, then there's nothing to worry about. What about cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve? The Reserve has an annual fee of $550. Will you get enough benefits from holding two of those cards to offset $1,100 a year? That's a decision you have to make for yourself. A lot of the time, the value is there for the first year, but not beyond that, because you're not getting the sign-up bonuses in year 2. But if the value isn't there for you beyond year 1, you need to be okay making a change. That doesn't mean you need to cancel a card. There might be a product change option to another card with no annual fee. Canceling a card is an option, but should be your last option, because it can negatively affect your credit by raising your utilization or reducing the age of your credit. But it is an option that's worth considering. My wife and I each got that Chase Sapphire Preferred card with a $95 annual fee, and like I said earlier, we earned those 215,000 points for opening both of those cards. Between the perks and the subs, we got great value that first year. We don't book anything through the Chase portal. We transfer points to travel partners to get increased value for our points. That means we don't make use of the $50 hotel credit. We decided it wasn't worth holding on to 2 of the preferred cards. What I did was product change my Sapphire Preferred to a Freedom, not the Unlimited or the Flex, an OG Chase Freedom. The Chase Freedom is not available to apply for it, so you can only product change in the first place. It also means you're not missing out on a sign-up bonus for it. The Freedom works similarly to the Freedom Flex and has the same rotating quarterly bonus categories. The Freedom is a Visa card though, unlike the Flex, which is a MasterCard. And that's actually a big difference to me last year in quarters 3 and 4, because gas was a bonus category in Q3 and wholesale clothes was a bonus category in Q4. I get my gas at Costco, and Costco doesn't take MasterCard. So for quarter 3, we got 5% back from our Costco gas purchases instead of 4% back from our City Costco card. On top of that, the 5% back from the Freedom is in UR points, so I'll transfer those points to Nicole's Chase account and then be able to redeem those points for better than 1 cent per point. Then we use the OG Chase Freedom for all our Costco purchases in Q4, and I can end up getting 10% back or more from these Costco purchases, gas or in store. So score another win for two-player mode. If there's a special someone in your life who might be hesitant about joining you on your credit card journey, share this video with them. Use this as a way to open up the conversation. You might decide that two-player mode isn't for the two of you, but it's worth having that conversation. Who is your P2? Is it your spouse, your child, a parent? Let me know in the comments. As always, like this video and consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Two-player mode is a true way to level up your points game. You might get into little competitions with your friends about who had the best redemption, but really, the points game isn't about competing with your friends. It's not an I win, you lose situation. The real competition is between you and the credit card issuers. Since we're not competing with each other, we should find ways to support each other. That support can come through advice, opinions, or referrals, but can also be through teaming up for two-player mode. Until next time, safe travels.